Hello Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. Today I'm going to give you a tour of Grand Turk. Grand Turk in the Turks and Caicos Islands. One of the more common islands you will go to if you are ever doing a cruise through the Caribbean on Carnival. So they usually do like Amber Cove, Grand Turk a lot and stuff like that. It's a very cool little island, but it's very small. So you can go around the whole island in a day on a golf cart, which is what we did. So I'm going to show you some video golf cart. Now, one thing you're going to notice on this video is that when we picked up our golf cart, Julie decided she liked the pink one. Unbeknownst to us, the pink one was also the slowest golf cart in the world. So when you see golf carts go flying by us on this tour, remember this, I didn't pick the golf cart. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this tour of Grand Turk, and on the way back in, I'm going to show you a couple of little places. You've all heard of Jack Shack, and you're all going to see how that place has changed. Suffice to say, I will not be going to Jack Shack again. Always just my opinion, but that place has become way too crowded for me. I'll show you that at the end of this video. There's a little area next to it called Governor Beach, which is a little secret gem that a lot of people don't know about. It's a lot quieter. And then, of course, you've got your Margaritaville. And then to the side of Margaritaville, there's another area that's much quieter. So I'm going to show you all this. Basically, we're going to cover all of Grand Turk in the next few minutes. So here's Grand Turk, everybody. Boom! Right, so before we start this video tour, I'm going to give you a quick idea of where we're going on this map, because I took some video, but not a huge amount. There's not a great amount of video to take. I took most of the key parts, but I want to give you a quick overview. So the Grand Turk Cruise Center is at the bottom there. So you're going to head up past Governor's Beach, English Point, Cedar Grove Beach. Then you're going to go to Coburn Town. It's not pronounced Cockburn Town, it's Coburn Town, trust me. The historic downtown, and then if you want to go up to the lighthouse, which is at the very, very top, on the top right, you're going to have to hug the town pond to it's going to be on your right, and then you have to cross over so that North Creek, and it's very, very visible when you see it, is on your left. So you go all the way up to the lighthouse. If you go so that the North Creek is on your right, you are going to come to a dead end and you will not get to the lighthouse. How do I know this? We did it. And we had to come back. Anyways, so that just gives you a rough idea of where we're going on this. So on this video, I'm going to show you a bit at the beginning, then I'll show you when we go all the way up to the lighthouse. I'll show you some of the Coburn Town and a couple of key points. And then we're going to come back. I'm going to show you Governor's Beach, Jack Shack, Margaritaville, and then another little area where you can go that's much quieter, that's very close to Margaritaville. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, so here we are coming off the beautiful carnival celebration in Grand Turk. A very overcast and rainy morning, but it cleared up greatly later on. You're going to walk down that jettyway, that pier there. You're going to come up to this duty free to make your way out into the port itself. Fairly typical of some carnival ports, especially ones they own like this one and Amber Cove and what have you, where they all kind of look the same when you walk out there. But you're going to walk through the duty free and then you're going to get to the other side, come out here. This is where all your excursion greeting points or meeting points will be. All the stores, Margaritaville is here, walk down the beach to Jack Shack, which I'm going to show you a little bit later on. But for these purposes, we're going to come out of here and we are going to go off to the left there, and then you're going to take a right and you'll be in the front of the port. You can't miss it. It's not very far. Right off to the left there where that little kind of bodega is. So once you get out of the front, it's going to look like this. So we're now just outside the port. We're looking back into it. We're going to walk across this little lot here because we're going to the golf carts. And then we're going to go down this little road here. And then we are going to pan back around again to show you this little walkway you're going to take up there, that little paved walkway. And that will lead you to the front of the port. You'll see that sign that says Grand Turk. And this is where all the golf carts will be. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk at normal pace. I took this later on in the day because it was absolutely pouring when we came out. So there wasn't as many golf carts right now. Trust me, when we came out, there were loads of them. And you're going to drive down roads kind of like this. This is just outside of the port, and you're going to see this as one of your first touristy attractions on the side, a Grand Turk sign. Got a picture of Julie in her lovely pink golf cart. One thing you're going to see a lot of is roads like this, cars like that driving like idiots, almost killing a donkey, driving on, but then realizing the donkeys are very friendly, as you're about to see. You will see donkeys everywhere. But you're going to drive along a lot of roads like this. So here come the donkeys. So we stopped to get a picture opportunity, and who knew what was about to happen? Oh, look, people, maybe they have food. So they walk right up to us. That one kept going. This one came. That one went to Julie. This one came to me. All the way in. A quick sniff, no food, and they left. But rest assured, there was a place later on we could feed them. There's a picture of the one that came up to Julie. A real close up there. Now, so just as a reminder, we're going to continue all the way up this road. We're going to keep the pond to our right, and we're going to keep the next one up to our left, all the way up. So I just want to remind you of this because it's very easy to forget if you don't. So we're going to go all the way up now to the lighthouse. Then I'll show you some more video on the way back. So we're at the very top of the island right now. And when I say the top, it's only about 11 miles long, so it's not that far. No, I think 11 miles all the way around. But you can go into this lighthouse. You pay like $3, I think it is, to go in and look around and get some pictures. You get some nice views. This is the main attraction on the island, I guess. This is all the sights inside there. You know, you're just basically driving up a lot of streets similar to the ones I showed you to get here. Not too many touristy spots apart from Coburn Town, which I'll show you again in a second. There's a view of the ocean from the very top of the island. Beautiful. And then outside, $1 a carrot, and you can feed a donkey. Like that. Ooh, donkey feeder. So we're going to head back down, more donkeys. Donkeys everywhere. You'll see your first donkey. Oh, look, there's a donkey. And after your 400th, you're like, There are a couple of nice houses, like this is a beautiful house just south of the lighthouse. That's one house right there. This is very important. Keep that to your side when you're going up to the lighthouse. Make sure that's on your left and on your right when you come back. Now this is Coburn Town. We ate in Debbie's in here, which is just on the left right there. This kind of little touristy district. I had a local beer and some jerk chicken, rice and beans, and this is a look from the other end. So lots of little kind of food booths, a couple of food trucks, not huge, but a few restaurants and stuff you can spend some time here. Now what's really important on the way up, see that clock tower in the background, and we're going to slow it down and show you it in a second. You need to keep that in mind when you're going up to the lighthouse. We went straight, that's where we went wrong. You need to branch around there to the right. Go to the right to go to the lighthouse, straight up, and the first left to go to Coburn Town, that street where I showed you all of the stuff just now. So now we're back near the port, because there really wasn't a great deal to do driving around the island. It's more just driving around. But I want to show you this. This is Governor's Beach. You can see where the ship is in relation. It's a little bit further down from Jack Shack, but you cannot get to it because it's fenced off. But I want to show you how open this beach really is. It is completely sandy and almost empty. Not many people know about it. Now, this was a bit later in the afternoon, but at the same time, wait till you see Jack Shack and Margaritaville at the same time. So there's a view from behind it, and then we'll go to the beach. Again, you can see the ship, that little pier. Remember that, because that will give you a perspective of where it is in relation to Jack Shack in a second. But look how clear the beach is there. Look how empty the beach is here. And you can get drinks, there's a restroom, anything you would need. This is called Governor's Beach. You can just take a quick couple of dollar taxi up here from the port. You could even walk if you wanted to. It's not that far, maybe a 15, 20-minute walk. But there you go. Now a bit closer to the port, you're going to see Jack Shack on the side of the street. The famous Jack Shack. We're walking in from the back. You can walk straight down the beach from the ship, but we were on the golf cart, so we decided to come in this way. Now, remember what Governor's Beach was like. And if you remember Jack Shack from before, when it was a crew bar, it was never that crowded. Now, take a look when you come in here. And this is fairly late in the afternoon as well. It's a mob scene when you come in. They've changed it. In my opinion, they've commercialized it. They've changed ownership, and it's just not the same as it used to be. This lady wouldn't move, but she did eventually, because I kind of pushed her a little bit. But the lines to get drinks and food, it just looks very, very different than it used to. Well, as I remember it, that bar wasn't there. They've added all this stuff in there now. It's just very crowded. They even got security guards. You have to pay for the seats on the beach, which is fine. I don't mind that. But just in comparison to how it used to be. And there you can see the ship in the background. So you can see how close it is. But this is Jack Shack. And like I said, for those that remember back in the day, it's just not the same as it used to be. Very commercialized, just to me. Everybody's got their own likes and dislikes. I'm sure some people will still come flocking to it, but I don't think I'll be going here again. There's a view down the beach. So you could literally walk off the ship, take a left to come all the way down that beach to walk here and get here in about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your pace of walking. Slower on the sand, obviously. So we are now back in the port, and here is Margaritaville. Now, are you ready for this? If you thought Jack Shack was bad, because there were two ships in at this point. There was the Freedom, and there was also the Celebration. So you can only imagine how many people were in here. So I'm going to walk you around Margaritaville. I'm going to warn you, it's going to take about 6 minutes. So get ready. This is like 50% of this whole video is just walking around Margaritaville. Because like I said, the island itself, it's just driving around, and it's kind of boring showing you all the streets. But there was a couple of sites, but not too much. It's just nice to get out in the local environment, a bit quieter, and see some of the sights. But if you like the hustle bustle, it's Jack Shack or here. I turned the volume down, but all you can hear is DJs screaming into the microphone, blasting the music, trying to get people to do things they probably don't want to do. Some people do, but you can see lines for all the bars, just a sea of people everywhere you go walking around here. So we're going to walk around Margaritaville. There's the pool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, if this is what you like, this is what you like. It's great. I'm not saying don't do this. Not that sort of person. There's your restrooms on the right there. And if you rent one of the cabanas, I'll show you those in a second. We'll come up to them in a minute. But these are all like seats that you can just sit around the pool. Lots of people. You wonder what it's like in these ports when there's no ships in. Oh, that's right, nobody's there. So it's empty. But barely a seat free. They've even got a lifeguard for the pool. Didn't have that on Governor's Beach. I don't think anyway. So yeah, so we just keep walking around. All the cabanas are the buildings up on the right that you see advertised. If you have one, that's where they are in relation to everybody else. So somewhat private, but not overly private by any means. We did this once many, many years ago with our friends Jen and Eli. And I remember it being okay. You don't get anything with it. And I think it was about $300 for the day just to rent that shade, basically. May as well just get an umbrella if you ask me. But who am I? So we're going to cut back in a second and walk right in front of these cabanas. And yes, we are still walking around Margaritaville. But this is what you get. I was trying to see if there was one with a door open I could sneak in, but it was late in the afternoon and I didn't want to be that guy. So you can see just how vast this is. Lots of cabanas though, but they do sell out. They do sell out. I guess some people want the atmosphere and the vibe a little bit off to the side, so it's a little bit quieter and a bit mellower. But trust me, you will hear it. And we're still walking through. Yep, this is all Margaritaville. Over to the right there, you see a wave runner. It wasn't working the last time we were here a few months ago, and it's still not working now. So I don't know when they're going to get that running, but there is a wave runner sometimes. The other side to the pool. And we're going to keep walking down here. And you probably noticed still all the seats being used. You really got to get here early if you want to get a seat, or a good one anyway. We haven't even got to the beach yet. I should probably have left the volume up for a little bit just so you can see how loud it gets, but you know, I'll leave that as a surprise. But you can see why it's popular. I mean, it's very close to the ship, but the drinks are a little bit overpriced. Very loud. But again, a lot of people like that. I'm not saying I don't mind it, but sometimes it's nice. Like it was nice getting out on the golf cart today, even though we bought the slowest, we rented the slowest, oldest, noisiest one out there, just because it was pink. Anyway, moving on from that, because I didn't pick the golf cart, you can guess who did. So here's the beach on the right hand side. You've got more seats you can get down here. Now a lot of these you do have to pay for, some are free. Find out when you get there, because I honestly don't know, because I didn't sit in them, but I believe some you have to pay for and some are free. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. I don't sit in these. I have ADD, I can't sit still. But yeah, again, this gives you a good impression of how close to the ship it really is. And if you keep going down there, you'll see Jack Shack. In the far distance, you'll see that pier. Right beyond that is where Governor's Beach is. And we come into the back end of the restaurant here. So you can see Margaritaville is an enormous, enormous area. Quite the operation. More of the clamshells there. And we're almost finished doing a circuit of Margaritaville. So it took almost over 6 minutes just to walk around it. It's large. More bars, more restaurants. And on a normal day, a lot of sunburns as well. There's a rental center for your activity towels and chairs and what have you. And then we're just going to walk back around here and you will be back in the front of Margaritaville. And then we're going to walk you through the port and I'm going to show you an incredibly quiet side just on the opposite side. It's amazing the difference because everybody just flocks straight to Margaritaville, but I'm going to show you a little hidden gem if you want it to be a little quieter. So there we are back to the front. That's the entrance we went in earlier when we started doing the walk around. So that's your Margaritaville. Now there's several shops. There's a craft store as well. Once you walk around the port, I'm going to show you a quick close-up of that here. Craft market. Right there. This is all within the port. You can just walk around and see it. I didn't want to walk around the entire thing. It would be a pretty boring video. But this is, again, this is where you walked out the duty free earlier. Much nicer weather now. So I did another quick pan just to show you the difference between overcast, wet, rainy, and nice, beautiful, sunny. That's how quickly it can change. Now, there's a splashdown zone. I guess they had an Apollo landed near Grand Turk back in the day. So they got that little area there. But this is immediately to the left of the shops. You saw where they were. They were right there. You can see the ship, how close it is. And the shop's off to the right there. So we just walked through the port, maybe 2 minutes, not even. And maybe 1 minute. And you'll come to this area and just wait till you see the difference between this area and Margaritaville. Again, much, much quieter. But if that's what you're looking for, this might be the place for you to come. And they have a restaurant, and they have a bar, and they have a lot of chairs, and a lot of chairs that are empty, as you're about to see. So there's a restaurant on this side, but the main restaurant bar is on the opposite side. There was a bit of a line, but nothing terrible at all. So here is the other side. This is the dining, kind of eating out area. But once you get through here, you'll immediately see how fewer people are at this little store there because they're all gathered around here. How about these for empty seats? Look at that. Nobody. A little bit of a difference between here and Margaritaville and about a 3-minute walk between the two. Beautiful view of the ships. There's the Freedom on the left, Celebration on the right. Look at all these empty seats. Plus, you've got some pretty cool things on the beach you can go get pictures of. Like that big whale there on the left. Good tourist pics right there. And we're just going to pan around and show you. So there you can see Margaritaville, the building in the back. So there you go. So we're just walking back to the ship and I wanted to show you the difference. There's the whole beach. There's your Margaritaville. Welcome to Grand Turk. And just to the right side of that would be the other area I just showed you right there. That's how close it all is. That's the empty area. All right, that was a quick view tour around Grand Turk. I hope you enjoyed that. The golf cart's fun, but you're not going to see too much, but it's just nice to get out. Yeah, Jack Shack. Jack Shack started out as a crew bar. It was a secret little crew bar. And then the word got out gradually over time. And then guests started going there, ruining it for the crew. Me included, not going to lie. But I went with the crew, to be fair. They invited me to go with them. But then gradually it just got out of hand. And they just sold to somebody else. And that place has changed. It's just become so commercial now. It doesn't have the same, to me, it doesn't have the same character it used to have. It's just a walking sea of people. and you can't move. It's become too well known. I like the hidden gems. So, I've got some in other ports. I'm not going to share them online. You have to ask me if I've got secret places I like to go, because I don't want them getting ruined either. Bit of a lie, really. Don't have that many. So if you email me and ask me for them, I'd have to guess something, because I don't really have that many. A lot of my places are crew places. I go with the crew. We have one place in Cozumel. It was really funny. There's this restaurant right across the street in Cozumel, and all the crew were going there. It's like 4 different levels. I went with my good friend Brad, piano bar player, and Joanne, the most wonderful bartender you'll ever meet. And we took them out for lunch during the cruise, and we went in this place, and there was like all the ships. You know how busy Cozumel can get with all the ships. All the crew members of all the ships were in this restaurant eating food. They were eating, and they were all on their Wi-Fi. Dangling from the ceiling were power strips. I'm not kidding. There was like 100 power strips on each level. And they're just on their phones, eating quickly and checking all their emails and Wi-Fi, because they get Wi-Fi in there and stuff. It was a sight to behold, shall we say. But I know a few little secret crew restaurants around. There's a nice one in Cozumel. I'm going to be going there again soon. Beautiful, cheap restaurant. I went there with the comedians one time. Some of my favorite comedians. So, we have some little secrets. But Jack Shack, I don't know about that place anymore. Again, just my opinion. A lot of people love it, swear by it. We'll never miss that place. But if you think it's the same as it was, I have to disagree. Don't think it is. Anyway, on that. Hope you enjoyed the little tour, Grand Turk. I hope you want to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Remember, the views of the suit guy are of the suit guy only, and not necessarily the views of Carnival or anybody watching. That's a disclaimer, isn't it? Subscribe, send me your questions, send me your tips, send me your cruising traditions for my weekly video on tips and cruising traditions, so I can share with the world what you know. And with that, I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe! Thank you.